What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Nick with Leverage Media, and today I want to talk to you about why your website SEO may not matter when people are looking for chiropractor, your city, your state. So if anybody has done one of these searches recently, whether it's that, chiropractor near me, city, state chiropractor, the really bottom of the funnel, ready to convert, ready to call an office, ready to make an appointment. Those searches, the website SEO is becoming less and less important. And the reason why is not because SEO doesn't matter in terms of like ranking your website higher or lower. It's that the organic rankings are pushed so much further down than they ever have been before. And it's only going to get worse over time. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second here. All right. So I'm here in Chicago. I'm in downtown. And when I do a search for chiropractor, Chicago, Illinois, you'll see that, it's a very competitive area. So there's a lot of Google ad at the top of the page. So if you're in a smaller area, not as competitive, there may only be one, maybe two listings here, but usually in big cities, you can see as many as 3 or 4 Google ads here at the top of the page. Now, the majority of your traffic on your website is probably coming from a mobile device. On a mobile device, it's even more important, or it's even more dramatic in terms of how much space the Google ads take up. So usually you have to, like for this search specifically, if this was on a mobile device, you'd have to scroll maybe twice just to get past the Google ads. So then the next step is the Google Maps section. Here's my buddy Heath McKinley, a great chiropractor here in Chicago. And normally there is a 4th spot where there's a Google ad product as well, and then there's 3 organic spots. So again, to get to the actual website links, so a search engine result page is what pops up. Anytime that there are web pages, there's what they call 10 blue links. So they rank basically the top 10 web pages that they think are the most relevant for that search term. Now, this is the part where I wanted to make this video about, because I don't think that a lot of people know how this works, because either they don't do a lot of searches like this for a chiropractor, or they don't click on these people also ask questions. So the reason why your website SEO is becoming less and less relevant is because you've got the Google ads and the map pack above you, but then also there's a people also ask section that's being added in. So if I open these up, you can see what happens. As I open one, 2 more questions pop up, and it pushes all of the organic rankings lower. If I open that one up, it opens up 3 more. If I open that one up, it opens 3 more. So it just keeps pushing this down and keeps pushing this down further and further, to where, if you're this guy here, which is another friend of mine, Dr. Paul Fisher, if you are this guy here, you're so far down the page that even though he is technically the 3rd actual office in terms of rank, he's 5th on the 10 blue links. He is behind people also ask, behind the map section, behind Google ads. And it's my belief, when we were tracking the stats on my own office, the amount of traffic that even made it down into these searches was just really low. Now, website SEO is really important for other types of keyword searches, but when Google has figured out the keywords that people are typing in when they are ready to buy, they stack this stuff on top of the websites more and more and more. And you can see like Chiro1's, which is another friend of mine, Stu Bernson, Chiro1's Google ad looks so much nicer than, the Joint's, actual #1 listing. So that's the issue that you have. Now, also, if you are in a big city like Chicago, you're 100% going to run into a joint. And the joint is, in Google's mind, is the most relevant chiropractic website in the history of the world. If there is a joint anywhere in the vicinity, when I'm doing, like when I do these strategy sessions or I do research on for a client, anytime there is a joint anywhere, like not even in the actual city, but just like in the vicinity, the joint web page for that actual office will be number one. I would say, I can't even remember the last time that I saw a joint not number one if there was one in the area. Then in bigger cities, things like this, Yelp, expertise.com, sometimes like ZocDoc might make its way in there, or like usually not Angie's List, but there's other like referral sites like that in bigger, more competitive areas. In smaller, like anything that's maybe, I don't know, 200,000 and below, you probably won't see that. It'll mainly be the actual websites themselves. But Yelp, for a long time, Yelp was always number one when you would look for a chiropractor, city, state, or chiropractor near me. And they got hit in some Google algorithm update, maybe probably around COVID time, about a year ago. They got pretty much knocked off the first page. Google, I think, got tired of just like shoveling them free traffic, but they've like slowly started to creep their way back into it. I'm starting to see them show up more and more and more in these searches when people are looking to make a decision. So these are the reasons why, again, Gold Coast Chiropractic, the number 2 or number 3 actual office is so far down the page. I would just imagine that they would not get a lot of clicks being in that position. So everybody that has a website is always overly concerned about showing up for like chiropractor, city, state, chiropractor near me. And I find that in terms of like the organic SEO, it just doesn't matter as much in terms of like those 10 blue links. Now it does have an impact on your Google My Business, but there's like a million things that impact your Google My Business. So it's not just the on-page SEO. So the moral of the story is focus more on the content that you want to create for your website. Really make sure that your Google My Business is optimized. You should be running Google Ads. I mean, it's, if the top of the page is always going to be Google Ads, it doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't be in that game. So hopefully that helps to shine a little bit of light on the SEO side of these very like buyer ready keywords. So you want to make sure that you're doing all of these strategies. It's still important to do SEO with your website. You just can't let that be the only strategy that you have for driving people into the practice. So hopefully that helps, and we'll see you on the next one.